Hello there and welcome to the Sleepy Universe, your quiet corner of the universe. I'm so glad you found your way here, because tonight we'll be slipping gently beneath the surface of the world we think we know. Wherever you are in the world, let this be your moment to slow down. Let the noise soften, the edges blur, your thoughts settle like leaves on still water. Tonight, we're exploring the invisible architecture of life on Earth. Life on this planet is not just about what we can see, touch, or hear with our human senses. It is woven from secret forces, hidden light, and deep-time rhythms that govern the creatures around us. Beneath the familiar, there is a world humming with magnetic maps, silent chemical languages, and colors that exist in an unseen spectrum. From the shark that hunts by reading the heartbeat of its prey, to the bird that navigates using the lines of force around the planet. Earth is alive in ways that will surprise you, soothe you, and stir something deep within you. Some of what you hear may change how you see the world. Other discoveries might simply float by like petals on a breeze, gentle, curious, and quietly unforgettable. If this kind of peaceful wonder brings you rest or sparks your curiosity, consider liking and subscribing. It helps others find their way here too, one sleepy soul at a time. But for now, let yourself get comfortable. Take a deep breath, inhale the stillness, exhale the day, and let's begin this slow and soothing journey through the miracles of life's hidden senses. Near the warm coastal waters in the dark, silent depths, a creature glides that doesn't rely on sight or smell alone. It perceives a dimension invisible to us. Electricity. The shark, one of the ocean's oldest residents, hunts not just with sharp teeth, but with a highly sensitive sixth sense. Running across the shark's snout and beneath its skin are thousands of tiny, jelly-filled pores called the ampullae of Lorenzini. These pores act as living antennas, connecting directly to nerves that detect faint electrical fields in the water. Everything alive produces a minuscule electrical field. A fish swimming, a clam buried in the sand. Even your own subtle heartbeat creates a small, fluctuating current. For a shark, these electric fields are like a glowing map in the darkness. They can pinpoint prey hidden beneath the sand, track the muscle contractions of struggling fish, or even navigate using the massive, steady electrical field generated by the movement of ocean currents across the Earth's magnetic field. Imagine standing in a completely dark room and seeing every object that breathes or moves shimmer with an inner light, a soft, vital glow. That is the world of the shark. This isn't a complex brain function. It's a direct physical perception of energy. The signal travels directly from the tiny, sensitive ampullae to the brain, bypassing the need for interpretation. It's an ancient, immediate truth. And in this deep, quiet ability, we find a soothing thought. There are forces around us, movement of energy and subtle vibrations of life that we are simply not equipped to register. The shark reminds us that reality is infinitely more textured than what our eyes report. Its world is one of soft, vital pulses, a silent, electrical symphony playing beneath the waves. The same sense is also present in rays, in paddlefish, and in the strange platypus we spoke on the other channel. Life, it seems, constantly finds ways to read the energy that flows through the water and the earth. Let the knowledge of this invisible field, this soft current, calm your mind. You are surrounded by energy. You are a part of it, and in the dark, there's always a silent current guiding the creatures that live there. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine you are standing in a vast, featureless field, and you know, without looking at the sun or stars, precisely which direction is north. This is the daily reality for many migratory animals, guided by a sense that remains one of biology's deepest mysteries: magnetoception. Every year, sea turtles travel thousands of miles to the open ocean, returning decades later to the precise stretch of beach where they were born. Migratory birds fly over continents and oceans, landing within feet of the same nesting site. Salmon find their way from the vastness of the sea back to the exact freshwater stream of their birth. They do this by reading the invisible lines of force that wrap around our planet, the Earth's magnetic field. This field is not uniform. It dips, it rises, and its strength varies in minute but predictable ways, creating an invisible global map. Scientists believe this sense might reside in two places. In some birds, it may involve tiny crystals of magnetite in the beak or inner ear, acting like a physical compass needle. But in others, like certain songbirds, the mechanism might be even stranger. A specialized protein in the retina of the eye that is sensitive to the magnetic field. In essence, these birds may not feel the field, they may see it. Imagine the world overlaid with a soft, ethereal pattern of light, a gentle, shifting lattice of lines showing you the way home. The direction of the magnetic field might appear as a faint shading, or a colored overlay within their normal vision. As they fly, they are not just watching the horizon, they are reading a celestial blueprint drawn by the planet itself. This ability is a gentle reminder that orientation and direction are built into the very physics of Earth. We might rely on satellites and maps, but for these creatures, the ancient, deep-time forces of the planet are the only tool they need. There is a stability in this knowledge. The Earth has a heart, a core that spins and generates this silent, constant field. And this field offers an unchanging promise. No matter how far you drift, the direction home is always being drawn for you. The birds and the turtles simply know how to read the lines. Let your mind drift and imagine those lines of force, soft and steady, holding the world in a quiet, directional embrace. When we look out the world, our vision captures a small band of light, the rainbow from red to violet. But just beyond the violet, where our vision fades to darkness, lies a realm of ultraviolet UV light. And for countless insects and birds, this UV spectrum is where the world truly comes alive. Imagine a simple yellow flower. To you, it is a single, sunny color. To a bee, it might be a dazzling pattern target. Many flowers have evolved UV markings, pigments that absorb or reflect UV light in intricate patterns, invisible to the human eye. These patterns often create a bullseye or an arrow, clearly visible to the insect, guiding it directly to nectar. The flower is sending a silent, radiant invitation, a welcome sign painted in a spectrum only the pollinator can read. It's not just flowers. Many birds, like certain jays or finches, appear plain to us, yet their feathers shimmer with complex UV colors used for courtship and display. The difference between a desirable mate and a drab neighbor might be entirely visible only in UV light. For a human, a pile of dried leaves is brown. For a bird with UV vision, a camouflage insect on those leaves might stand out with a telltale UV reflection, betraying its hiding place. This means that the visual world of these creatures is infinitely richer and more detailed than ours. Our world is a sketch. Their world is a fully saturated canvas with colors and signs we cannot fathom. They are flying and walking through a landscape constantly pulsing with invisible signals. It is a profound thought. The light of the sun, which seems so constant, holds secrets that only certain eyes can unlock. They are moving through a secret garden, painted in light we don't know how to interpret. Allow yourself to feel the gentle humility of this realization. We are not the standard of perception. Our reality is simply one slice of the whole. There is a shimmering spectrum all around you, filled with signs and colors you'll never see, but which are vital and real to other living things. Let the unseen light of the universe wash over you, a quiet, shimmering invitation to rest beyond the limits of your sight. In the ceaseless cycle of growth, reproduction, and decay, some life forms have mastered the art doing nothing at all. They possess the biological equivalent of a pause button, allowing them to skip over centuries, waiting for the perfect moment to resume. We've mentioned the tardigrade or water bear, which can enter a state of cryptobiosis, drying out and suspending its metabolism until conditions improve. But this temporal mastery extends to even simpler forms. Consider the fungi and seeds. In the dry desert of Israel, seeds from a species of date palm were unearthed from a fortress dating back over 2,000 years. These seeds, long thought inert, were carefully germinated with water and warmth. They awoke and began to grow, producing a living palm tree that had slept through the rise and fall of empires. This incredible patience is encoded within the seed's chemistry, a microscopic clock set for millennia. The seed is not dead. It is merely waiting in a state of perfect stillness, its life's blueprint held in suspension, uncorrupted by the march of time. Fungi, too, exhibit this temporal mastery. The spores of certain mushrooms are designed to be released into wind and may drift for years, resisting extreme temperatures and radiation until they land on the exact right host or soil to begin their growth. They are life's most dedicated long-distance travelers, moving not just through space, but through a vast, unhurried expanse of time. This state of suspended animation is a profound survival strategy. It suggests that life is not always about frantic action or continuous growth. Sometimes the wisest, most resilient path is utter stillness. Imagine a profound sense of peace that comes with knowing you have enough time. The seed does not worry about the next day or the next century. It simply holds its essence intact, trusting in the inevitable return of the necessary conditions: water, warmth, and light. Allow the concept of deep time patience to settle your own anxious thoughts. There's a wisdom in waiting, in preserving your energy, and in knowing that life's return is a constant, gentle law of the universe. The flat-faced, ancient seed whispers its message. You have time. Wait, the moment will come. When you walk into a forest, you might hear the wind, the rustle of leaves, or a bird's call. But the forest is also listening to itself and to the smaller world beneath the canopy in ways we can barely imagine. We've learned that plants communicate using chemical signals, the wide web of fungi, and the airborne warnings. But there is also a hidden acoustic dimension to life that shapes the forest floor. Consider the roots of plants and trees. They are not merely passive anchors. They grow and shift in response to the environment, but they may also be responding to sound. Early research suggests that the roots of young corn seedlings will actually grow toward a specific frequency of vibration, a low, rhythmic, clicking sound that may be produced by the movement of other roots nearby. This hints at a subterranean communication system, a bioacoustic guidance that helps roots find resources, avoid obstacles, or even form cooperative clusters. While they lack ears, their structure acts as a vibration sensor, turning movement into information. The forest soil is not silent. It is a complex, low-frequency hum. Worms tunnel, insects move, water rushes through small channels, and all of it generates a subtle symphony that life can read. Even more surprisingly, the flowers themselves are listening. As we learned, some flowers are triggered by the buzz of a bee's wings to release sweeter, more potent nectar. This is an acoustic exchange. The flower's petals act like a dish, vibrating at the exact frequency of the bee's arrival, turning sound into an immediate physical reward. It is a quiet dialogue. The flower does not need eyes to know its pollinator has arrived. It hears the hum of opportunity. This deepens our understanding of the stillness of nature. When you listen to a peaceful meadow, you are hearing only the melody. You are missing the profound, subtle bass line of life, the vibrations of roots, the clicking of stems, the quiet conversation between the air and the flower. Let your mind perceive that silent frequency. Know that the ground beneath you is alive with motion and sound, a complex, humming network of life that listens to itself and responds in perfect time. There's a quiet intelligence in this subtle harmony. Our human sense of smell is useful, but it's a blunt instrument compared to the chemical radar possessed by other species. For many creatures, the world is a complex, information-dense cloud of molecules, a chemical language that guides their every move. This perception goes beyond mere scent. It is an intimate reading of the air and water around them. Consider the moth, a creature of the night. The male silk moth can detect the pheromones released by a female from over 7 miles away. This is not just a strong smell. It's a sensitivity so refined that it can detect a single molecule of the compound floating in a vast volume of air. The moth's antennae are highly specialized molecular sensors, intricately feathered to maximize the surface area for capturing these airborne chemical messages. For the moth, the concept of distance dissolves, replaced by a chemical thread that leads it unerringly through the darkness. In the water, the same principle holds for the salmon. It navigates thousands of miles of open ocean and, with pinpoint accuracy, returns to the exact stream where it was born. Scientists believe this incredible feat of navigation is due to its olfactory memory. The salmon imprinted on a unique chemical fingerprint of its home stream, the exact mix of minerals, soil, and organic matter, and uses this subtle chemical map, like a liquid scent trail, to find its way back. The river is not just water. It is a silent, complex perfume that speaks of home. This molecular world is where life is most immediately connected. Every organism, every leaf, every patch of soil, and every heartbeat is constantly releasing chemical information into the environment. Pheromones communicate fear, warning, opportunity, and status. It is a continuous, invisible conversation where messages persist in the air and water long after the sender is gone. The world we see is only the stage. The chemical world is a script being constantly rewritten beneath our notice. Allow your mind to relax and sense this truth. You are not walking through empty air, but through a silent storm of information, a gentle chemical whisper of a million lives going about their intricate business. There is a deep, quiet intimacy in this molecular connection, a realization that everything around you is constantly announcing its presence. The air is alive with silent news. We often speak of bioluminescence, the light that creatures produce, like the glow of a firefly. But there is another form of living light that is equally mysterious and invisible to us: biofluorescence. Biofluorescence occurs when an organism absorbs light of one wavelength, like blue light, and immediately re-emits it at a different, often brilliant color, like green, red, or orange. This transformation is common, yet often goes unnoticed, especially in the ocean. In coral reefs, under the deep blue light of the sea, many fish, sharks, and corals are not just colorful, they are fluorescent. A fish that looks plain gray under normal light might glow with dazzling neon patterns when viewed with a specialized filter. These creatures are not making the light. They are turning the light they absorb into a new, radiant signal. Why do they do this? It's believed that in the blue saturated water of the ocean, this glowing light acts as a secret communication channel. The fluorescent patterns may be used to identify potential mates, mark territory, or serve as a hidden form of camouflage against a similarly glowing backdrop. It's an optical code written in light, and understood only by those who share the same sensory adaptation. Consider the strange beauty of a fluorescent octopus or a glowing sea turtle shell. They are absorbing the ambient light of the ocean and painting themselves with it. This process is a profound example of life adapting to the physics of its environment. It shows that in darkness and in the quiet depths, life invents ways not just to survive, but to be beautifully, radiantly seen by its own kind. The world is not just what we see. It is what we are equipped to perceive. There is a hidden layer of soft, glowing beauty existing just beneath the surface of the visible, a quiet transformation of energy that whispers of a deep, secret aesthetic. Let the thought of this soft, living light bring calm. In the dark, the creatures of Earth are shining for each other, rewriting the light they receive into a code of connection. Our hearing is limited to a specific range of frequencies. We are excellent at speech and music, but the natural world is full of sounds that are either too high, ultrasound, or too low, infrasound, for us to register. For creatures like elephants and whales, these unheard frequencies form the basis of a vast, silent communication network. Infrasound consists of low-frequency rumbling waves that can travel for miles, passing through air, earth, and water with very little loss of energy. Elephants produce these deep, powerful rumbles in their chests, sounds that are felt as much as they are heard. These low-frequency calls carry across the savanna for distances of 2 to 5 miles, far beyond the range of a normal trumpet. These rumbles are used to coordinate the movements of the herd, announce danger, or signal readiness to mate. Imagine the ground beneath your feet gently vibrating with a message from a distant relative, a call that is sensed to the skin and bones rather than the ears alone. This haptic connection makes the entire landscape a sounding board. Similarly, the lowest, deepest calls of the largest whales travel through the ocean for thousands of miles, creating a massive acoustic map of the sea. These sounds, which can dip well below the range of human hearing, allow the great creatures of the ocean to maintain contact and navigate in the vast, lightless depths. To us, the elephant is silent, the ocean is quiet. To them, the world is constantly filled with deep, slow, vibrational messages. The land itself is a giant drum carrying news of danger and companionship. This realization is deeply grounding. You are not just standing on solid ground. You are standing on a vibrational medium, a surface that carries the ancient, powerful calls of the largest minds on the planet. Allow the thought of this low, slow hum to settle your spirit. There is a deep, stable rhythm to the world, a silent conversation happening just beneath the threshold of your perception, a communication of vast distance and deep connection. We think of DNA as a blueprint of life, the instruction manual for how to build a body, but it is also an archive of deep time survival. carrying within the scars and solutions from ancient environmental catastrophes. We've learned that nearly 8% of the human genome is composed of endogenous retroviruses, ERVs, genetic material left by ancient viral infections that integrated themselves into reproductive cells of our ancestors millions of years ago. But beyond this viral heritage, DNA also holds the secrets of how life survived the 5 mass extinction events that nearly reset the planet. Consider the genes responsible for cell repair and radiation tolerance. These segments were honed not in moments of calm, but under the pressure of global disaster, volcanic eruptions that blocked the sun, impacts that scorched the land, and the resulting radical climate shifts. The ability of modern life to repair damaged DNA is an inherited wisdom perfected over eons of environmental stress. When a cell detects damage, the process it initiates is a silent, complex defense mechanism refined by ancestors who face extinction. Your resilience is not just yours. It is a molecular memory of life itself surviving the Permian extinction, the asteroid impact, and the Great Oxygenation Event. Your body is, in this way, a living historical document, a collection of genetic solutions to problems that vanished millions of years ago. You carry the shield of the first life that survived the poison of oxygen, the resistance of the cell that endured an ice age, and the memory of the creature that found a foothold in the darkness. This perspective is profoundly calming. You are not a fragile anomaly. You are a perfected instrument of endurance. Every time your body heals, every time a cell divides correctly, it is executing a catastrophe-tested script written in the deep past. Let the knowledge of this ancient, enduring strength settle you. You are made of the unbroken thread of life, carrying within you the quiet, relentless persistence of 2 billion years of survival. In the fixed, linear flow of human life, identity seems constant. Yet, in the underwater world, life often embraces an astonishing fluidity of being, demonstrating that gender is not always a permanent state, but a strategy for survival. Many fish, known as sequential hermaphrodites, have the biological ability to change sex entirely, shifting from male to female or vice versa. In the small, tightly structured family group of clownfish, like the ones who live in anemones, the largest fish is always the dominant female, and the second largest is the breeding male. If the female dies, the male, often within weeks, will undergo a hormonal and physical transition to become the new female. Meanwhile, the third largest fish in the group steps up to become the new dominant male. This change is not a costume. It is a total biological rewrite. Hormones shift, reproductive organs restructure, and the animal takes on a new role in the social hierarchy. Similarly, in some species of wrasses, the opposite happens. The dominant male may guard a harem of females. If he is removed, the largest, strongest female will transform into a male, acquiring the necessary size, colors, and behavior to take his place. This ability is the ultimate act of biological flexibility. It ensures that reproduction can continue even when the delicate social structure is disrupted. Life is so determined to persist that it has built in a mechanism to re-engineer its own core identity based on the immediate needs of the community. It is a quiet reflection on the power of adaptation. For these creatures, the needs of the whole outweigh the permanence of the individual. Their identity is a dynamic part of the ecosystem, responsive to the flow of life and death around them. Let this thought bring a gentle sense of wonder. The world is full of quiet transformations that happen beneath our notice. Identity can be a flowing river, adapting its shape to the landscape it encounters. Rest in the knowledge that life is endlessly inventive and that the capacity for profound change is a fundamental, beautiful truth of nature. We've explored how plants communicate with each other through the air and fungi, sending warnings of grazing animals. But an even more precise conversation is taking place. A targeted, chemical warfare brief designed to recruit allies against specific threats. When a tobacco plant is attacked by a tobacco hornworm, it releases volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air. These are the same chemicals that constitute a warning to other plants. But this warning has a second specific purpose. The emitted scent is a direct signal to the parasitic wasps that prey on the hornworm. The plant doesn't just call for help. It sends a chemical distress signal that the wasp recognizes as an invitation to hunt. The wasp follows the plume of VOCs directly to the caterpillar, laying its eggs inside the pest and effectively saving the plant. This is a precision-guided chemical interaction. The plant knows exactly who is eating it, and it knows the precise chemical signal that will summon the natural enemy of that pest. It is a form of chemical outsourcing, a genius-level defense mechanism that turns its attacker's enemy into its own bodyguard. Imagine the sophistication. A stationary, silent organism launching a molecular flare that travels through the air to recruit an airborne predator. The forest is, therefore, not just a passive collection of trees. It is a vast, subtle information exchange, a field of quiet, ongoing chemical diplomacy, where even the most vulnerable organisms have learned to leverage the wider ecosystem for their defense. Allow your mind to drift, perceiving this intricate network of alliances and defenses. Even in the stillness of the dark, the quiet plants are engaged in a profound, silent strategic game, one that is fought and won with invisible molecules. The spider's web is a masterpiece of engineering, not just strong, but exquisitely sensitive. For the spider, the web is not merely a trap. It is an extension of its central nervous system, an enormous, multi-sensory haptic map of its world. When an insect hits the web, the vibration travels through the silk at a specific frequency and amplitude. The spider, often stationary at the center, can instantly decode this vibration. It can tell not just that something is there, but size and weight. Is it a small meal or a large, dangerous predator? Location. Which strand carried the vibration, pinpointing the prey's exact coordinates? Type. Is it a struggling fly, quick, irregular movement, or an inert piece of debris, a slow, single bump? The web is tuned like a musical instrument, and the spider's legs, covered in thousands of tiny, sensitive hairs and receptors, are designed to read the silent music of the tension. The spider doesn't see the fly. It feels its sonic shadow. This reliance on vibration creates a world of intense physical connection. The spider lives in a world of constant, subtle tremors, where every leaf fall, every breeze, and every captive struggle is translated into immediate, actionable information. The very act of spinning the web is an act of sensory extension. It is a creation of a massive, perfectly calibrated external ear that can detect the difference between a falling drop of dew and a trapped dinner. Let the image of this silent, trembling world calm your focus. Your mind is like a web. When you allow it to be still and focused, it can sense the most subtle, profound truths. The spider teaches us that stillness is the ultimate sensory advantage, allowing you to decode the deep, quiet vibrations of reality. Life's rhythms are governed by the sun, the seasons, and the pull of the moon. But for some species, these celestial cycles are not just a calendar. They are a precise alarm clock, a signal to synchronize behavior across vast distances. The perfect example is a coral spawning event, once a year on a specific night, dictated by the phase of the moon and the sea temperature. Corals across an entire reef, sometimes across vast regions, will simultaneously release their eggs and sperm into the water. This is an act of perfect, celestial timing. The corals, stationary animals without eyes or brains, are somehow reading the lunar cycle and integrating this information with the temperature to initiate the final, precise release. This synchronization, which may last only an hour, maximizes the chances of fertilization in the massive ocean. The exact mechanism is complex, possibly involving specialized cells that detect the intensity of moonlight or the gravitational pull. But the effect is undeniable. Life responding to a force from space with breathtaking, collective precision. This phenomenon reveals a deep, shared awareness of the macro rhythms of the solar system. The coral is not thinking. It is responding to the physics of time. Its reproduction is an echo of the moon's slow, powerful orbit. Allow yourself to feel this cosmic connection. Your own body is governed by a circadian rhythm, your internal clock that keeps time with the sun. You are not separate from the celestial mechanics. You are part of the vast, ongoing, perfectly timed dance of the universe. In the quiet reef, a billion lives move as one, keeping time with a silent, gentle drumbeat from the sky. We look at the majestic structure of a termite mound, a complex, towering structure with air shafts, ventilation, and temperature control, and we search for the master architect. But the genius of the mound lies not in a single mind, but in the wisdom of collective. A termite mound, which can be over 30 feet tall, is essentially a living lung for the colony. It uses convection currents and subtle changes in external temperature to maintain a stable, ideal temperature and humidity inside. The mound is, in effect, a naturally air-conditioned city. This structure is built not from blueprints or commands, but from local interactions. Each termite follows simple instinctive rules. If you smell a certain pheromone, drop dirt here. If the humidity is too high, dig a vent. No single termite knows the overall design, yet the collective adherence to these rules results in a structure of stunning complexity and perfect engineering. This is distributed intelligence, a problem-solving capacity that arises from the many working as one without a leader. The collective body of the colony is smarter than any individual within it. The same principle governs the ant bridges we spoke of. The collective links together in a flexible, adaptive structure guided by contact and local decision-making. The individual sacrifices a momentary identity to become a single, moving piece of the whole. This quiet, cooperative intelligence is deeply soothing. It suggests that profound order and brilliant solutions can arise from simple, persistent, and selfless effort. You do not need to carry the burden of the whole plan. You only need to follow the local rules of connection and cooperation. Let your mind rest in the understanding that you are part of a larger system. Complexity doesn't require control. It requires trust and quiet coordination. In the silent, unseen tunnels beneath the earth, millions of small lives are building a wonder, one tiny grain of dirt at a time. We are terrified of freezing. Yet for some creatures, the transition to ice is merely a temporary survival strategy, a deep and patient form of stillness. The wood frog of North America is the master of this biological stasis. When temperatures drop below freezing, the wood frog begins to turn solid. Its heart stops beating, its breathing ceases, and up to 70% of the water in its body is converted into ice. The frog is, by all clinical measures, dead, but its cells are protected. The frog's liver rapidly floods its bloodstream with glucose, a natural antifreeze compound. This sugar prevents ice crystals from forming inside the cells, which would rupture them. The ice forms around the cells, in the extracellular fluid. The frog enters a state of suspended animation. It is neither alive nor dead. It is waiting. Then, when spring arrives, the ice melts. The glucose is metabolized and the heart begins its first beat, sometimes after weeks of being frozen solid. The frog thaws out, takes a breath, and hops away, continuing its life as if no time had passed. This is not a metaphor. It is cryogenic survival perfected by nature. It is the ultimate expression of biological patience and the rejection of finality. The wood frog offers a powerful, quiet lesson in radical stillness. It teaches that sometimes, to survive the harshest conditions, you must learn to completely let go, to pause your entire system, and simply wait for the light to return. Allow your body to feel the safety of that deep, patient surrender. Imagine the perfect, quiet calm of a suspended state, knowing that the return to life is an absolute biological certainty written into your code. In the stillness of ice, life holds its breath and waits for the thaw. When an owl flies through the night, its movement is a triumph of biological engineering. It is one of the few large organisms that moves through the air with absolute silence. This stealth is not achieved by speed, but by molecular structure, a mastery of fluid dynamics written in its feathers. The secret lies in three specialized features of the owl's wing. First, the comb-like serrations along the leading edge of the primary flight feathers. These tiny, rigid hooks break up the oncoming air into smaller, softer microturbulences, diffusing the noise before it can form the loud whooshing sound typical of other birds. Second, the soft, frayed fringe along the trailing edge of the wing acts like acoustic damping material, further muffling the remaining sound waves as the air leaves the feather. Third, and perhaps most subtly, the velvety surface of the entire wing absorbs any residual sound. This texture is a specialized nanofiber structure that traps and dissipates high-frequency noise. The result is a perfect sonic invisibility. The owl doesn't just reduce noise, it eliminates it, making it an impossible target to locate by sound alone. For the prey, the only warning is the final, physical presence of the hunter. The quiet of the owl is a reminder that the most profound efficiency is often achieved through gentle, subtle design. To be truly effective, sometimes you must master stillness not just of body, but emotion. Let the thought of the owl's silent flight bring a gentle hush to your own thoughts. There is a deep, quiet power in moving without disturbing the peace, in functioning with perfect, unseen precision. As the sun sets and the vital process of photosynthesis stops, a plant enters its most vulnerable period. It needs energy to survive the darkness, but it must manage its reserves, stored starch, with precise calculation to last until dawn. This is where the plant performs a remarkable act of molecular mathematics. During the day, the plant measures the amount of starch it has produced and stored. As night falls, an internal, chemical clock estimates the hours until sunrise. The plant then sets its rate of starch consumption by effectively performing a division problem, dividing the total available starch by the total hours remaining in the dark. This calculation is managed by two sets of internal signals, one that monitors the amount of starch and one that tracks the time. These signals adjust the activity of the enzymes responsible for breaking down the starch, ensuring a steady, predictable fuel consumption. If the plant were to eat too quickly, it would starve before sunrise. If it ate too slowly, it would waste valuable energy that could be used for growth. The calculation must be perfectly tuned every single night. The amazing truth is that this division is done without a brain or a nervous system, using only the feedback loop of its own chemistry. The plant is a living calculator, driven by the relentless need for balance and survival. Allow this profound, quiet wisdom to settle your mind. Even in the deepest stillness, life is engaged in perfect maintenance, balancing input and output, resource and need. There is an unseen order to your own metabolism, a silent calculation, ensuring your survival even as you rest. The plant teaches us that resourcefulness is a form of deep wisdom, and that in the dark, life's greatest tool is precise, quiet planning. We learn that some creatures use bioluminescence to hunt or communicate, but an even quieter form of light is emitted by nearly all living things, including you. This is a cellular echo of life, a very faint biological glow. The human body emits a subtle, invisible light, peaking in the late afternoon. This light, a true form of bioluminescence, is not visible to the naked eye. It is about 1,000 times dimmer than what we can perceive, but ultra-sensitive cameras can capture it, showing the body as a faintly shimmering outline. This glow is not a signal, but a byproduct of the intricate chemical reactions happening inside your cells. When free radicals, unstable molecules, interact with fats and proteins, they release minute packet of energy called photons, tiny pulses of light. It is a molecular friction of life, the waste light of constant metabolic work. Your body is, in a very real sense, glowing with energy, a constant, low-level radiance of existence. This light is strongest in the areas of greatest metabolic activity, like the face. This faint glow is a profound truth. It means that even in the deepest sleep, even in the absolute darkness, your life is radiating its presence. It is an invisible shimmer, a quiet, steady assurance that the intricate, life-sustaining work of your cells is ongoing. Let the thought of this internal, subtle light bring a sense of deep self-awareness. You are a living, softly shimmering engine, a wonder of chemistry and light, humming quietly in the dark. You are more luminous than you know. The life we see on the surface is fast, measured in heartbeats and seasons. But beneath us, the Earth itself operates on a time scale of eons, governed by a quiet, inexorable rhythm we rarely perceive, the geological breath. The grandest expression of this rhythm is the carbon cycle, a flow of matter that moves through the atmosphere, oceans, and rocks. Carbon dioxide, the same gas we breathe out and plants absorb, can be sequestered in the deep earth for millions of years, forming limestone, coal, or oil. Over millennia, plate tectonics carry this carbon deep into the Earth's mantle, where it is subjected to immense heat and pressure, and then, through the slow, powerful process of volcanic activity, the carbon is returned to the atmosphere. The Earth is constantly breathing in carbon and exhaling it through magma and smoke. This cycle is the ultimate regulator of global climate and the fundamental mechanism that has kept life's conditions stable for billions of years. It is a vast, slow, planetary heartbeat. Volcanoes, which we see as violent disruptions, are actually part of the Earth's maintenance system, a deep plumbing that keeps the elemental balance in check. They are the loudest moments in a process that is mostly silent, measured in the slow drift of continents. Allow this perspective of deep time to settle your sense of urgency. The world is governed by forces so vast, so patient, that human experience is but a flicker on their timeline. There is an unshakable stability beneath the chaos we perceive. The Earth is not merely a setting for life. It is a living, cycling engine that breathes in rock and out gas, sustaining its internal balance with infinite patience. The spider silk is known to be one of the strongest materials in nature, stronger than steel, pound for pound, and incredibly elastic. But the secret to this strength lies not in a unique chemical element, but in the molecular geometry of its construction. The silk is primarily made of long protein chains. When the spider pulls a liquid silk from its spinnerets, those chains are organized into a precise structure of microscopic crystals embedded within a softer, amorphous matrix. Imagine the structure as a molecular rope. The stiff, crystalline sections provide the unyielding strength, preventing the silk from breaking under tension. The softer, disordered sections act as shock absorbers, allowing the silk to stretch up to 40% without snapping. This two-phase system, rigid strength paired with flexible stretch, is the genius of the silk. It allows the web to withstand the impact of a fast-flying insect without failing. It is a masterpiece of polymer engineering performed at room temperature by a tiny creature. The spider doesn't just spin a thread. It weaves chemistry. It designs strength by arranging weakness, the soft matrix, in such a way that it enhances the strength of the rigid parts. This is a profound, quiet lesson in balanced composition. True resilience comes not from being uniformly hard, but from a strategic combination of strength and flexibility. The soft parts allow the hard parts to survive the shock. Let the thought of this molecular armor bring a sense of quiet confidence. You do not need to be unbreakable. You only need to be flexible in the right places, allowing your inner strength to endure the tension of the world. You feel like a single, unified individual, but in truth, you are a vast, harmonious ecosystem. The human body contains trillions of microbial cells, bacteria, fungi, and viruses, outnumbering your own human cells. This community, your microbiome, is not a passenger. It is an essential co-pilot in your life. This invisible community performs functions that you cannot do alone. They digest complex fibers and starches your own enzymes cannot break down, unlocking vital nutrients. They produce essential vitamins like vitamin K and certain B vitamins. They train and regulate your immune system, teaching it the difference between a friend and a foe. They produce neurotransmitters and other chemicals that communicate directly with your brain, influencing your mood, your sleep, and even your food cravings. The relationship is one of ancient, deep symbiosis. The microbes get a stable, warm home. You get a suite of essential services. Your very identity, your health, and your emotional stability are intimately linked to the invisible conversations happening in your gut. This truth is deeply humbling and connecting. You are never truly alone. You are a walking, breathing world, a perfectly coordinated civilization of cells and organisms. Allow this profound, quiet interdependence to bring a sense of peace. Your health and well-being are not just an individual effort. They are a collective achievement, a constant, collaborative effort between your ancient self and your inner community. Rest in the knowledge that you are a miracle of cooperation, a silent, intricate ecosystem sustained by a billion tiny lives working tirelessly within you. We take water for granted. It covers the majority of our planet and makes up most of our body. But the very existence of complex life hinges on the unique, strange mechanics of the water molecule H2O. Water is one of the only substances where the solid form, ice, is less dense than the liquid form. Imagine what would happen if ice sank. Oceans and lakes would freeze from the bottom up, extinguishing most aquatic life. Because ice floats, it forms an insulating layer on the surface, allowing life to persist in the liquid water below. This simple density difference is a biological prerequisite. Furthermore, water is known as a universal solvent. Due to its polarity, a slight negative charge on the oxygen side and slight positive charges on the hydrogen sides, it can dissolve more substances than any other liquid. This polarity allows it to transport nutrients, carry electrical charges, and mediate the complex chemical reactions that define life. Water is the silent medium through which all of biology operates. Its high specific heat capacity also makes it an excellent insulator, allowing large bodies of water, like oceans, to moderate the Earth's climate and keep your body temperature stable. The mechanics of water are a quiet miracle of physics. It is a highly cooperative molecule, forming and breaking hydrogen bonds billions of times per second, creating the fluid environment that makes life possible. But the thought of water is silent. Life-sustaining works soothe your mind. Every drop is a perfect, tiny piece of engineering, carrying life, moderating the world, and holding potential for everything to come. We view viruses as invaders, but they are also the most prolific genetic engineers on Earth, driving evolution by forcing the transfer of genetic material across species boundaries. A virus is essentially a tiny package of genetic code wrapped in a protein coat. Its only purpose is to hijack a cell's machinery to replicate its own code. When it does this, it sometimes picks up bits of the host's DNA or RNA and carries it to the next host, introducing new genetic information. This process, known as horizontal gene transfer, is how bacteria share antibiotic resistance, and is also a major, quiet engine of large-scale evolution. Viruses act as a molecular shuttle service, ferrying new traits, new solutions, and new defense mechanisms across the entire tree of life. The ability of a virus to penetrate a cell and rewrite its code is a stunning, precise mechanism. It's the ultimate example of microscopic efficiency, a minimalist structure with a powerful, disruptive purpose. As we learn in Part 1, the remnants of these ancient viral intrusions are woven into your own DNA, making your genome a silent repository of life's successful battles and adaptations. Allow yourself to contemplate the quiet power of this invisible force. Viruses are not merely threats. They're the fastest agents of change in biology, ensuring that life solutions never remain confined to one species. It is a profound thought. The greatest engine of novelty and change is also the smallest and most silent. Most organisms, when damaged, simply heal the wound. But a few creatures possess the breathtaking ability to achieve absolute regeneration, the capacity to rebuild an entire, functioning body from a tiny fraction of the original. The planarian flatworm is the master of this feat. If you cut a planarian into multiple pieces, each piece, provided it contains enough tissue, can regrow into a complete, full-size and functional worm, including a new brain, nervous system, and organs. This power comes from a special population of pluripotent stem cells called neoblasts. These cells are not specialized. They retain the astonishing ability to become any type of cell the body needs: muscle, nerve, skin, or brain. They are the master builders of the planarian, waiting patiently to be called upon to rewrite the entire organism. For the planarian, damage is not a permanent state. It is merely an instruction to begin again. Its existence is a constant, quiet process of potential renewal. The entire field of regenerative medicine is quietly studying the planarian, seeking the molecular signals that trigger these neoblasts, hoping to one day unlock similar self-healing potential in humans. Rest in the knowledge of this deep biological truth, that the capacity for radical renewal exists within life's code. The planarian teaches us that even when broken into pieces, the blueprint of wholeness remains intact, patiently awaiting the signal to reassemble and restart. In the dark, the bat does not navigate by sight. It navigates by sound architecture. Through echolocation, the bat creates a three-dimensional map of an environment using sound waves, a system of quiet, precise engineering. The bat emits high-frequency clicks, too high for most humans to hear. These clicks bounce off objects, a tree, a leaf, an insect, and return to the bat's hypersensitive ears. The bat's brain then performs an instantaneous calculation of distance, size, speed, and even texture. The mechanical precision is astonishing. The bat must calculate the delay between the outgoing click and the incoming echo, adjust its own vocalizations to avoid deafening itself, and perform Doppler correction to account for the speed of its own flight and the movement of its prey. Its ears are not static. They are flexible, articulated funnels, constantly adjusting their shape and angle to better capture the returning echoes. The bat is constantly shaping the sound space around it to suit its needs. This is not a simple sensory input. It is a constant, active creation of reality through sound. For the bat, the world is defined by its acoustic reflection, a flickering, momentary map that exists only in the interplay of emission and reception. Let the thought of this invisible sonic reality bring a sense of focused calm. The bat finds its way in absolute darkness by proactively engaging with its environment. Its quiet lesson is that the world is not just given to you. It is something you must actively sense, shape, and interpret to find your way. We live in a world powered by the sun. Life on the surface, plants, animals, and even us, is ultimately sustained by photosynthesis. But deep in the crushing darkness of the ocean floor, life has found a way to thrive entirely without light, relying instead on a different source of energy, chemistry. This process is known as chemosynthesis. Around hydrothermal vents, cracks in the ocean floor that spew superheated, mineral-rich water, a dense ecosystem flourishes. Here, specialized bacteria and archaea do not use sunlight. Instead, they derive energy by oxidizing chemical compounds like hydrogen sulfide that pour out of the Earth's crust. These microbes form the base of the food chain. They are the primary producers, turning toxic chemicals into food. They sustain giant tube worms, blind shrimp, deep-sea mussels, and strange crabs that never see the sun. This is a profound realization. Life is so resourceful that it can find a foothold in the most hostile environments, drawing its vitality from rock, heat, and poison. The deep ocean is a quiet, chemical refinery, a self-sustaining world built on the breath of the Earth's core. The creatures that live here are perfectly adapted to the crushing pressure, the frigid cold, and the total darkness. They exist in a state of calm, chemical balance, where the elements of the Earth are both their poison and their sustenance. Allow this thought to settle the mind. The sun is not the only source of life. There is a deep, quiet energy available everywhere, provided life knows how to harness it, even in the seemingly barren dark. There is abundance and intricate order. The deep-sea vent is a monument to the limitless adaptability of life, a quiet promise that existence will always find a way to metabolize reality. Look closely at a patch of gray-green lichen clinging to a stone or tree bark. It appears to be a single resilient organism, but it is actually a quiet, stable partnership between 2 or 3 completely different forms of life, a fungus, and usually an alga or cyanobacterium. This partnership is a classic example of symbiosis. The fungus forms the main body of the lichen, providing protective structure, absorbing water, and anchoring the pair to the rock. The alga or cyanobacterium lives within this shelter, performing photosynthesis to produce the food, sugars, that sustains both partners. Neither partner can survive the harsh conditions, from Arctic tundra to exposed desert rock. On its own, together, they create a new, hyper-resilient organism that can survive where little else can. They are the quiet pioneers of the harsh world, slowly breaking down rock into soil, creating the very foundation for more complex life to follow. This unity and diversity is a deeply soothing concept. The lichen teaches that the greatest strength is often found in cooperation and the integration of different skills. The one who provides structure and the one who provides energy find a way to share the world. Let your mind rest on this image of quiet collaboration. True strength comes not from isolation, but from forming supportive, patient connections, allowing different strengths to build a foundation that can endure the deepest time. We know birds and turtles use the Earth's magnetic field for grand migration, but the field is also essential for some of the planet's smallest inhabitants, bacteria. Certain species of aquatic bacteria have evolved tiny, internal chains of magnetic crystals called magnetosomes. These chains act like a nanoscopic compass needle, orienting the bacteria with the Earth's magnetic field. These bacteria are microaerophilic, meaning they thrive in environments with low oxygen concentration, in the water or sediment. The Earth's magnetic field directs them, often straight down toward the poles, leading them to precise, deeper zone where the oxygen level is ideal for their survival. This is not a conscious choice or a complex navigation. It is a simple, direct physical reaction to the forces of the planet. The magnetic field is an invisible plumb line, guiding their movement through the water. This is the ultimate in quiet engineering. A tiny living thing carrying a perfectly crafted magnetic compass, using an invisible global force for the most fundamental act of survival, finding the right depth to breathe. Allow your thoughts to settle, realizing precision woven into the most basic forms of life. The forces of the universe are constantly at work, providing silent, unerring guidance, even for the smallest lives. We admire the firefly's glow for its romantic beauty, but that light is more than a courtship signal. It is often a chemical warning, a message of toxicity that is beautifully displayed. The light produced by fireflies, bioluminescence, is often called cold light because the chemical reaction that creates it, the interaction between the enzyme luciferase and the molecule luciferin, is extremely efficient, generating almost no heat. This in itself is a marvel of chemical engineering. But this light also acts as an aposematic signal or a warning sign. Many firefly species contain steroid toxins that make them taste bitter or even poisonous to predators like spiders and birds. The steady, bright flash is a direct communication. I am unpleasant to eat. In some species, the female even mimics the flash pattern of a different, more toxic species to lure an unsuspecting male of that species close enough to devour him, gaining his toxicity as a defense. This is a quiet, deadly act of chemical fraud. The light, therefore, serves a dual purpose. It is a gentle language of love and the firm boundary of defense. Let your mind appreciate this subtle complexity. Even the most beautiful, ethereal phenomenon in nature can carry a dual message, one of invitation and one of clear, quiet protection. The firefly whispers that true beauty often comes with inherent, quiet defense, a chemical shield built right into the living form. The camel, a creature engineered for endurance in the harshest landscapes, is not defined by what it stores, but by what it conserves and tolerates. Contrary to popular myth, the camel does not store water in its hump. It stores fat, but its brilliance lies in an elaborate system of water conservation and physiological tolerance. The camel can lose up to 25 to 30% of its body weight in water before serious damage occurs. Most mammals suffer critical failure after losing 10 to 12%. Its blood cells are uniquely shaped to flow freely even when the plasma volume is severely reduced. Furthermore, the camel minimizes water loss by allowing its body temperature to fluctuate dramatically throughout the day. It lets its body temperature rise during the hot day, meaning it doesn't need to spend precious water to cool itself through sweating until its temperature reaches a very high threshold. At night, it cools down, and this stored coolness helps buffer the morning heat. Its kidneys and intestines are incredibly efficient, extracting maximum water from waste, producing urine that is highly concentrated in feces that are nearly dry. The camel is a masterpiece of thermodynamic and fluid engineering. Its survival is a testament to the power of conservation, efficiency, and physiological tolerance. Allow the thought of the camel's quiet endurance to bring a deep sense of stillness. It teaches us that self-regulation and patience are the ultimate tools for navigating scarcity. The camel does not rush. It simply maintains balance through the extremes. Intelligence in the wild is often revealed through the use of tools, but a higher form of intelligence is revealed through tool creation and storage, the ability to plan for a future need. New Caledonian crows are the quiet geniuses of the avian world. They don't just pick up a stick to poke for food. They often craft their tools. They will select a forked twig and carefully modify it, snipping off side branches, bending a wire-like plant stem into a hook, to achieve a specific shape that increases the tool's effectiveness. Even more significantly, they exhibit foresight. They have been observed solving a puzzle to get a tool, and then saving that tool in a safe place, knowing they will need it later for a more complex task to get a better reward. This requires an understanding of sequential steps and delayed gratification. This complex behavior is not just instinct. It is problem-solving, modification, and planning. It suggests a quiet, feathered mind capable of mentally rehearsing future steps and preparing resources. The crow is a reminder that deep intelligence does not require human-like structure. It requires only capacity to adapt and foresee. Let this thought of quiet, inventive intelligence inspire a gentle focus. The world is full of subtle challenges, and the solution often lies in the patient, careful preparation of the right tool at the right time. The pit viper and other pit-bearing snakes offers a vivid example of a creature operating in an entirely different sensory reality, one that blends chemical detection with a form of thermal vision. The snake possesses pit organs on its face, which are exquisitely sensitive to infrared radiation heat. These organs allow the snake to create a thermal image of its environment. In the absolute darkness of night, a warm-blooded mouse appears as a glowing silhouette against a cool background. This is a separate, dedicated thermal sight, overlaid onto its normal vision when hunting. The snake uses its flickering tongue to constantly sample the air, detecting chemical trails left by the prey's smell. It then uses its normal sight in dim light and its thermal vision to track the glowing heat signature. The snake strike is then guided by a trinity of senses: the chemical signature of the air, the light signature of the environment, and the heat signature of the prey. This integrated multi-sensory map allows for astonishing accuracy in the dark. The pit viper lives in a world of glowing warmth and drifting molecules, a reality so alien to ours that it forces us to reconsider the limits of perception. Allow the thought of this integrated, multidimensional reality to settle your perception. The world is not flat. It is layered with invisible data, forces, temperatures, and molecules that are all real, all present, and all being constantly read by life around us. Charles Darwin spent the last decades of his life obsessed not with evolution, but with the earthworm. He recognized, long before modern ecology, that this silent, blind, slow creature was one of the greatest geological forces on the planet. The earthworm is the ultimate soil engineer. As it burrows, it performs three vital functions. Aeration. Its tunnels introduce oxygen into the soil, which is essential for roots, microbes, and healthy water absorption. Drainage. The tunnels create channel for water to filter down, preventing runoff and erosion. Nutrient cycling. The worm consumes decaying organic matter and excretes it as castings, micropellets of soil that are rich in plant-available nutrients. Darwin calculated that, over time, the action of worms can bring the equivalent of an inch of fresh soil to the surface every 10 years, slowly turning over and enriching the entire topsoil layer of the planet. The worm's work is constant, cumulative, and quiet. It operates without light, without sound, without fanfare, simply performing the daily, relentless work of building the foundation for all terrestrial life. The earthworm offers a profound lesson in patient, persistent effort. Great, enduring change is often a result of countless small, quiet actions performed consistently over deep time. Let your mind rest on this profound humility. The most essential work in the world is often done in silence and darkness by the creatures we are least likely to notice. 34. The flexible blueprint. Octopuses and RNA editing. The octopus is widely regarded as one of the most intelligent invertebrates, but its biological complexity goes far beyond brain structure. It possesses a genetic flexibility that defies the rules followed by nearly every other complex animal, including us. Most organisms rely rigidly on their DNA, the master code, to create RNA, the working copy, which is then translated into protein, the building blocks of life. Once the RNA is made, the message is fixed. The octopus, however, can extensively edit its own RNA. It possesses mechanisms to rewrite the RNA after it has been transcribed from the DNA, allow it to subtly and rapidly change the structure of the proteins that are being produced. This RNA editing gives the octopus the power to fine-tune its own biology in real time. It can rapidly adjust the function of its nervous system to a change in water temperature, or subtly alter the proteins that affect its camouflage, all without having to evolve or change its core DNA. It is the ultimate expression of biological agility, a living blueprint that can be subtly modified on the fly to meet immediate environmental needs. The octopus whispers a truth of radical self-invention. Life is not just a fixed plan. It is an ongoing molecular conversation with the present moment, constantly adjusting and rewriting its own script. Allow yourself to feel the wonder of fluidity. There is an inner capacity to adapt, to gently rewrite your own responses to the world, a deep and quiet wisdom to be always in motion. The cuttlefish, a cousin of the octopus, is the ocean's quiet master of illusion, capable of achieving instantaneous, complex camouflage that borders on biological magic. It achieves this through 3 layers of specialized skin cells, which are controlled by tiny muscles and the nervous system. Chromatophores, tiny elastic sacs filled with pigments red, yellow, brown. Muscles stretch these sacs to rapidly display a color or contract them to hide it. Iridophores reflect light to create shimmering, iridescent greens, blues, and golds. Leucophores scatter light to create brilliant white and to help the cuttlefish match the ambient brightness. By rapidly manipulating these 3 layers, the cuttlefish can instantly match the color and texture of its environment, mimicking sand, rock, or coral, often creating complex, moving patterns that disrupt its outline. The truly bizarre part: cuttlefish are colorblind. They see in black and white, yet they match the color of the surroundings with perfect accuracy. They likely achieved this by sensing the polarization of light and the contrast levels, translating that information into color changes they themselves cannot fully see. The cuttlefish is a living canvas that constantly paints itself to become the world around it. It achieves invisibility through active, light-based engineering. Let the cuttlefish's mastery bring a sense of quiet focus. True connection with the environment is often about blending in completely, about sensing the subtle light and shadow, and adjusting your internal self to harmonize with the external world. We close our journey by returning to the theme of deep time, embodied by the shark. The shark's lineage has been an unbroken thread for over 450 million years, a stretch of time so vast that it predates the evolution of trees, the rise of mountains, and every single land mammal. Sharks have endured 5 mass extinction events, surviving periods of global volcanism, oceanic anoxia, oxygen depletion, and asteroid impact. They have watched silently as 90% of other life forms vanished, and yet they persisted. Their basic body plan, cartilaginous skeleton, efficient fins, electroreceptive sense, is a testament to perfect, ancient design. It wasn't the most complex, the fastest, or the largest creature that endured. It was the most fundamentally adapted. The shark's endurance is a quiet, powerful statement about the nature of survival. Success in deep time is not measured by complexity or conquest, but by efficient, humble, and steady persistence. They're living proof that life's default state is to endure. Allow this final, powerful image of the unbroken lineage to settle your spirit. You, too, are a product of this persistence. You carry within you the DNA of creatures that survived the most catastrophic changes the Earth has ever known. You are a living monument to the resilience of life. The quiet mechanics of the universe, the magnetic fields, the silent cells, and molecular math have all conspired across eons to bring you to this moment of rest. The journey doesn't end. It simply pauses here. You've wandered through the invisible architecture and the quiet mechanics of the world. You have seen that Earth is not a static place, but a humming, constantly communicating, self-regulating miracle. So wherever you are, allow your mind to rest deeply in this profound knowledge. Let your breath slow. Let your thoughts grow soft at the edges. The world is safe, alive, and tirelessly engineered for endurance. Sleep well, and thank you for dreaming with us.